Loops, danglies. In the video that you're about to see, taken from my live Friday night show, we delve into why I love hoop earrings so much. I'm also going to show you that collection that I've curated of these fabulous hoops in lots of different textures and finishes. Let's listen in. And it's Friday night. Woo! Hi everybody, happy Friday. Lovely to have your company on this beautiful Friday evening in July. July, I know. Oh my goodness me, it's crazy. So many of you already coming in and putting things in the safe for Christmas. Kudos to you if you're that organised, and thank you very much. It's a really good idea because we've got about 6 or so months, just under now, and you can pay bits off every month. So that's very exciting. So lots of you getting your Christmas presents ready. Very well organised. Well done if that's you. And it's lovely to have your company here with me tonight. The Friday night naughties sound like they're already in full swing. So my two little puppy dogs, I think it sounds like they've had a watering can between them just now. So they're just pottling in. I've left the door open. So yeah, if you hear some noise, then that's who that will be. That'll be my little puppy dogs just pottering around. So it's quite warm here in Derbyshire tonight. So they're a little bit more chill than perhaps they normally would be. So we might not have too much Friday night naughties. Oh, Heathcliff's coming in now. He looks really warm. He's just on the floor. It has been so warm today, hasn't it? Hiya, happy Friday, says Pauline. Happy Friday to you, Pauline. And to Caroline, happy sparkly Friday. And to Sharon, happy sparkly Friday to you. Happy Friday to Sarah, and happy Friday to Kathleen. It's lovely to have you with me tonight. Tonight's show is going to be all about hoop earrings. So I've got a gorgeous silver hoop earring collection, and I just wanted to show you they're sort of a staple, aren't they? But then you can go into dressing them up and you can mix and match them. They're brilliant because they match in with pretty much anything you're going to wear. They can take you from daytime to evening, so you can wear a hoop in the day, especially at the moment. Big hoops are the thing because of Zoom and all the kind of video things that we're doing. Happy Friday to Becky, and happy Friday to Tara. Lovely to have your company. Happy Friday to Nolene. Lovely to have you with me tonight. So it's Hooray tonight. I'm going to show you this silver hoop collection. We've had a fabulous week at Adorn as well. Thank you. Lots of you coming in to see us. Oh, we've had engagement rings and wedding rings and eternity rings and lots of birthdays. We've had an 80th birthday and 90th birthday as well. Lots and lots of different occasions. So, and it's always so lovely to see you, and lots of treats as well. A couple of wedding anniversaries. Congratulations to you. And yeah, a lot of people treating themselves as well, which is one of the favourite kind of shopping for me. So the hoops that I'm going to show you tonight, they're all in silver. They vary in size, so we're going to start off fairly small, and then I'll show you some of the bigger ones. Maury's just come in as well now, and he's like that on the floor. He's just picked up his monkey, and I can't be bothered to play with it. Oh, bless him, bless him. It's the only time they're quiet. Becky says, oh, hoop earrings. You must have read my mind. No, I'm definitely not going to show you anything that you'll like. You're going to hate everything tonight, Becky, promise. It's a piker's promise. It's easily broken, flaky. I've been looking for some more for my first piercing. Yeah, hoops are great, aren't they, in the first piercing? I had somebody compliment you as well today. They said it was a very lovely photograph of you in Sparkle Pics. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. Pauline says, oh, earrings, my faves, along with rings, of course. Yes, me too. I love rings. Although I've never met a piece of jewellery I didn't like, if we're honest. Let me show you these ones. So they're almost like a snake skin finish. They're a fairly thick hoop, and they've got that nice clip fastening to the back. Not too big, so they're going to sit. So let me take that earring out. I've got Blue John on today. We've had quite a lot of visitors in Chesterfield this week, quite a lot of tourists. So we've been telling them all about Blue John, and everybody says, oh, you're so lucky to have your own gemstone, which we are, of course. It's lovely, isn't it? There. So that's how they're going to sit in the ear. So a nice size. Now, it will depend on where you're pierced as to where they sit, but they've also got this nice bit of space in there as well. So they're not going to hug your lobe too closely. We have got a fab collection of huggies in at the moment that do hug your earlobe. So they're going to sit just like that. Becky says, oh, how lovely of that person. They were very, very complimentary, but it was a lovely photo. Happy Friday to Jeanette. Lovely to have your company tonight. And happy Friday to Georgina. Lovely to have your company tonight. So that's how they're going to sit. And I do like a good hoop. I've not got a huge amount in my collection. I never particularly think of myself as a hoop person until I put some in, and then I think, yeah, I do love these. Magic. There. So that's the kind of size that we're looking at. If I bring that one in a little bit more, then you'll see a bit more of that texture as well. It's done with diamond cutting. So although it looks sparkly, there are no gemstones in there. It's all silver. It's very clever, isn't it? And that's the size. So the ear stick just showing how that would sit on the ear. Those ones are £30. And we're starting small. We have got a little bit smaller and we have got a little bit larger as well. I'm going to show you the larger ones in a minute. Let me show you these of the same size. Oops. I've just been getting my ear sticks out as well. I was a little bit behind tonight because Adam cooked. Adam is a very good cook and he made some lovely tea for me. So we sat and ate tea and I sat and I thought, oh crumbs, it's nearly, and I hadn't got my makeup on and nobody wants that, honestly. So I had to quickly dash up and do all my makeup and then get the things out, which I tidied away, which is very unlike me. But look, I found a good use for one of my sunglasses cases. It's an ear stick case, so it keeps all my ear sticks together. And that's how I, look, keep them in there, in the drawer, so I know where they are and I can see them. Because the thing with the ear sticks, they're brilliant, but they're see-through. So if you do put them down anywhere and you know, you can they're not overly noticeable when they're down flat. So £30 then the first ones tonight. And then let me show you the second pair that I've got of our silver hoops. Are you hoop people? You'll have to let me know. There. They're another classic, aren't they? Along with the stud, they're something that you can put in and you're instantly dressed. And you don't need to, I've put that on the inside now, you don't need to worry too much about what else you're wearing because these hoops are going to blend in with everything else in your jewellery wardrobe there. Let me show you. So that, if I just lean in a little, this one is the Celtic weave hoop and it's very Celtic inspired. Let's just bring this into focus a little. There we are. It's got a little bit of satin in between the weave and that really picks out the pattern. So it really picks out that Celtic pattern. Georgina says, great idea. And Sharon says, great idea. Thank you. Yeah, it just makes them a little bit easier to find when you're in a rush, which as you can imagine, I never am because I'm so highly organised, as you all know. So that's how they're going to sit in the ear. A similar size to the first ones that I showed you, perhaps a little smaller. Yeah, just a little bit smaller look. And they're a more flat profile, so flat on the outside and then all that kind of woven work in there. I'm trying to bring in without blurring too much. There, that might give you a better idea. It's almost like a little Celtic braid or a Celtic plait. And they're just going to sit really comfortably in your ear. Jeanette says, love hoops, but just realised I don't have any at the moment. Jeanette, this must have just been the right time for you to tune into the show because it hoops galore tonight in all different shapes and sizes. So there we are. That's going to sit just there. And as Becky mentioned, then you can have different size hoops in different piercings. So your first one, yeah, and then you could go smaller or bigger and you can really play about with it and have good fun with that. So that's the woven Celtic one. And those ones are £30 also, so in silver. They've got that nice click fastening at the back, which is helpful because you can pop your earring through your ear and click it down at the back and you can feel it click, and then you know that it's closed. And over time, they sometimes need a little bit of maintenance. So I'll just show you. So the fastening is there, do you see? So kind of a little hook, and then this little lever goes through and clicks in there. Now over time, when you wear it, this fastening here is going to get just ever so slightly bigger, and you won't feel such a satisfying click when you push that through. And then when that happens, it's just the right time to bring them back to me, and I'll just tighten them up. You can normally, if you feel confident, you can normally do that at home. You don't need pliers or anything like that because silver's soft, so you can normally do that with your fingertips. Just very, very gently, just a little whoop, a little squeeze, and that's going to bring it back in, and then you will feel that click. If you don't feel comfortable doing that though, just bring them in and I'll do that for you. And it doesn't need to be done very often, it's just when you pop through and you just feel them fasten, but you can't feel them just click, and then it's time for a little tightening. Dawn says, lovely, thank you Dawn. They are gorgeous, aren't they? A lovely, lovely pattern, these ones. Absolutely fab, and at £30. And then, shall we go a little bit bigger? We'll go for the plain, and they've got a little twist to them, so let's just pop them on this ear stick. There we are, pop them through here. I tell you, I spent some of today, I've been putting pieces on the website today, in between saying hello to you all, of course, when you've come in to see me. And I thought, we're on Threads now. Have you heard about Threads? So it's the new social media thing, and it's very text-based. It's a little bit like Twitter, a bit nicer. We are on Twitter as well, but it's largely text-based, and it's like chatting and conversations. And because it's very early on, it's only day 2. I think it launched yesterday, and we joined today, and that was late. Apparently it's got 70 million people already, 70 million sign-ups already in 2 days. Crazy. But because kind of nobody really knows how it works and nobody really knows entirely what it's for, it's just loads of people chatting, and it's great. You can just kind of hop on conversations and that kind of thing. It's through Instagram, so it's through Meta, and the same people that do Facebook and the same people that do Instagram. And yeah, so they've come out with this text-based thing, and it's very chatty, and it's quite strange because one of the things that's a little weird about it is you can import your followers and people you're following and that kind of thing, and people you've blocked, if you've blocked anybody on Instagram. All that comes across if you sign up through your Instagram account, so it's easy peasy. But the thread is everybody. So kind of everybody who's on there. So there's a nice bit of discovery there as well of people that you might not follow or you might not have heard of, and everybody's kind of just chucked in there, and your friends and followers sort of come out at the top, so you see their posts first, but then the other posts going down, and it's really interesting. So I'd said to Adam yesterday, oh crumbs, I'm gonna have to spend tomorrow learning about threads. Obviously when we have a new social thing come out, you know, it's all about, oh my goodness, how does this work? And I didn't, I just kind of got on there and I've been chatting, and it's been great. So if you are over there, then come and have a chat. It's fab. Come and have a chat about hoop earrings. It's wonderful. We can talk about anything we want, and it's not kind of commercial, so there's no particularly selly or anything like that. It's really interesting. Just like these earrings. Now these have got a little bit of a twist to them, so they are a twist on the classic hoop. They're flat at the front, and then they twist just there. Can you see at the bottom? So it gives it a really nice effect when it's in your ear because it gives it that little bit of movement. They're bigger than the other ones that I've shown you. They're high polished silver, so they're nice and shiny when they're in your ear. Again, with that click fastening at the back. So nice and easy. These are for pierced ears, and they go through and just sit really nicely. These are a great twist, pun intended, on the classic hoop because they've got that classic shape to the front, but just that little bit of a twist to the bottom. And I think they are just absolutely fabulous. They're £35, these ones. And again, just that little bit bigger, very noticeable when you're in your ear. They're not heavy. They're a nice lightweight, these ones, but they're not super, super lightweight. I'm not a huge fan of super, super lightweight pieces. We do some lightweight, because sometimes that's what you want. You want them just to put in, and that's fine. But I don't want anything too lightweight, and these aren't. These are just nicely comfortable. So they're a nice way to wear a slightly bigger piece, but for a longer time. So you know, some of your earrings, some of your drop earrings, you kind of have to you put in and you go out for the evening, you come back in, they're kind of the first things off. Yeah, that's it, because they're quite heavy. These are not like that. They're a nice way to wear a bigger piece for longer. Sharon says, love those. Thank you, Sharon. They're gorgeous, aren't they? I love them too. Very noticeable when they're in your ear. And then we can go a little bit bigger still, she says, although actually now I'm looking at them, I think they might be smaller. Let me see. I'm just popping them off their stand. Whoops. There. Now these are a triple thread, and they're a sparkly diamond cut again. There we go. What do we think? Are they about the same size or a little bit? Oh no, they're quite a bit smaller. Isn't that funny? It's an optical illusion because on the stand they look bigger. There you are. They're wider though. So there they are. So 3 different threads, a sparkly thread on each. Nice and wide. Again, a really nice way to wear a bigger piece that's not too heavy. What do you think? They're a nice size, those ones, aren't they? That sparkly silver, the diamond cut silver, really catches the light. So it sparkles. The hoops are fixed, but because of the way the silver sparkles, it has got, if not movement to it, it's definitely, you can definitely see that there are 3 individual strands there, and I think that makes them quite special. So they're called our triple sparkle earrings, and you can see why. Again, they're a nice lightweight, they're not too heavy, they're not going to kind of pull your ears down. They've got a lot of room in the middle as well, so lots of space in there, and they just sit really nicely in the ear. One of the things I really like about hoops is, now we've had a chat with quite a few of you before. Some of you will decide what jewelry you're going to wear in the morning, and some of you are like me and you decide what you're going to wear the night before. Full disclosure, I have to decide the night before because I am not a morning person, Sparklies. In any sense of the word. I'm better now, I'm slightly better now, because the puppies have been training me to get up, so I do tend to get up at the same time every day, regardless of whether I'm going to the shop or I'm not going to the shop. And so I do a little bit more in the morning now, but it is not my best time. I kind of have to, I have to have everything ready to put on, because if it wasn't ready, I would just go to work in a dressing gown. You know, you just turn up and I'd be there in my slippers with my hair unpinned, and oh my goodness, what's happening? So I have to have everything ready. So I put mine out the night before. But if you didn't do those, Dawn says, I love those. Good gift idea. Thank you, aren't they? Yeah, they're fab. And Pauline says, love those. Thank you. Yeah, so I have to get everything ready the night before. Otherwise, it would just not get done. Jeanette says, my sister is not a morning person either. That's why she works nights. That's a good workaround. Perhaps I ought to try that at Dawn. What do you think? If I just made our new opening hours 7 in the evening till, where are we? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, midnight, 1, 2, 3 in the morning. Does that sound all right? Yeah. I know it would work for some of you, because some of you work shifts, so you could come and find out what we were doing. But if you are a sort of grab it and go person in the morning, then these are great, because you can grab them, you're dressed straight away. It does not matter what you're wearing. There's no colour matching, there's no style matching to them. They're contemporary, elegant, so they'll go with everything. So this entire collection is made for people who need to get dressed in a hurry. Just get them. Go, put them in on the bus. That's what I used to do when I was younger. True story. So they are fabulous for that. They will go with absolutely everything. They'll tie really nicely into your collection. So, nice thing about contemporary silver is that if you want to sort of freshen up your jewellery wardrobe, but you don't want well, we all want everything, don't we? If you're like me, everything I see, oh yeah, I'll have that. I've just been sitting saying to you, I've not got many hoops in my collection. I'm not really a hoop person. I'm trying them and thinking, but they're nice and they're nice, and I might have to add those. So not if you don't want anything, but if you're not planning to buy everything, then you can occasionally just buy one piece and that zhuzhes everything up. So it can kind of give you a new feel or a new look, and you can add your other pieces that you've already got, and that gives you just a new kind of style. And hoops are very much like that. You can shake it up a bit with hoops. So let me show you some slightly bigger ones. Now, Adam and I have a standing joke. When we used to watch the soaps, we don't watch them anymore. We kind of got a bit, you know, phased out of them. And then there was something that we did on a certain night. We went out, so it didn't work. And we just kind of got out of the rhythm of watching them. But when we did watch them, it was a standing joke, especially in Coronation Street, that if somebody's character was going bad, so if you remember, this will show you how long ago it is since I've watched it. But if you remember Tina from years ago, and she was very good until she wasn't, and we always said we can tell who is going to be kind of the rogue in the storyline as a woman because her hoop earrings get bigger. So the more kind of naughty and devilish she is, and the kind of thicker she's in the plot in the storyline, the bigger her earrings get. So they're great big hoops. Only hoops really. I mean, Bet Lynch was golden, wasn't she? She used to wear huge earrings, but hoops especially, they kind of come in all meek and mild with their tiny little hoop earrings, and they're neat, and then they'd something would happen and their earrings would get bigger, and something would happen and their earrings get bigger, and you can just imagine the wardrobe department going, my goodness, she's got a heck of a storyline coming up, let's make those earrings huge. And you could just tell what we said, oh, it's not going to end well, look at her earrings, you can tell it's not going to go well for her. You'll have to tell me if that's true in real life. If you're feeling a bit devilish, do you put your bigger hoop earrings in? Maybe that's a thing if you're feeling a bit naughty. Sharon says, I've been wearing my small ones quite a lot lately. They're a nice size for work. They look gorgeous today. They did look absolutely fab. They really suit you. They're a nice kind of, they're not quite a huggy, are they, the ones you've gone for? They're just that little bit bigger. They look really pretty. They do suit you very much. So you'll have to tell me, if you're feeling like you're going to go and, I don't know, I was going to say rob a bank, but you'll get investigated by the Facebook police. If you're feeling a bit naughty, do you put your bigger hoops in? Let me know. So these are slightly bigger hoops again. So these are the point in the plot where it could go either way, where you're not committed to being a total bad girl, but there's room for redemption. These could be the ones to go for. They've got gorgeous texture to them. Look at these. So it's almost like, now this is not a glamorous description, but you'll know what I mean. When you eat Quality Street all the time, but so when you eat Quality Street and you play with the wrappers afterwards, and you kind of fold them up and that kind of thing, and they go a bit crinkly. Yeah, do you know what I mean? With the foil bit of the wrapper. That's what this reminds me of. I told you it wasn't glamorous, but every time I look at them, that's what I think of, because it's got that exciting kind of finish to it. It's lots and lots of little lines, so it draws a lot on geometry, not on Quality Street. Well, maybe, I don't know what the designer was thinking. They might have been. And the nice thing about this is that they've continued the pattern all the way through to the inside as well. So when you look at these from the side, and you know how well I like a nicely thought out piece of jewellery, I appreciate that attention to detail. So it's really lovely to see that pattern has a continuation through the inside. Again, they've got that little lock at the back, so you click through so you can feel when they're in your ear, and I like that about it. They're nice and secure. They're a nice size. They're going towards a dish shape, and that just means that they're a little wider. Again, nice and comfortable to wear, not too heavy. Pauline says, of course, statement. Pauline, I'd have expected nothing less. You go for the statement earrings. Quite right. These nice big hoops. And they're fab, aren't they, those ones? So I love that. Really nice. Not quite a crinkled texture, but really lovely texture. And it just makes a difference with these kind of earrings, doesn't it? Just to gain that slight spin on a classic hoop. £55, those ones. And they're a really nice size. Let's go a little bit bigger. These ones have been hammered. And I think in silver, especially in the contemporary collection, the hammered silver is the one I'm requested most often. You're big fans of the hammered silver. I can see why, because it does give it a hugely contemporary feel. Now these are more of a dish shape, aren't they? Because they've got that rim to the edge, they've got that hammered finish in the center. Now these are silver. I can see that they're reflecting a lot of my studio, my dining table lights here, aren't they? So they are appearing a little bit gold. They are silver. And they're hammered and they're just doing their job. They're reflecting every little bit of light that they can find, and they're bouncing that out, and it just looks gorgeous. There's a slight change to the fitting this time. So we're having a stud fitting here that goes through your ear, and it's got that little butterfly on the back there. They're about at 75% as a hoop. So when you've got them in, they're going to look like a full hoop. That's how they look. So they're going to sit beautifully on your ear and just shine the light everywhere with that beautiful hammered texture. I absolutely love those. It's one of the nicest finishes in that contemporary collection, isn't it? Those ones are also £55. And again, silver. And again, they've got that nice finish on the inside. Absolutely beautiful. Just that little bit bigger again, so a nice size hoop. Now they're slightly thicker, so they fit slightly closer, so they're not as dangly. So they're going to be nice if you want to wear something a little bit bigger but you don't want as much movement. They're going to kind of stay fixed in place. Now let's go bigger again. Now this is when your storyline gets, you know, a little bit juicy. Let's see what these are going to look like. They're bigger again, they're thicker. Again, they're not too heavy. I've made sure these hoops are a nice light weight, and it works in so many ways. It works because it makes them wearable, and it also works that we can keep the price at a nice price for you. So these ones are a nice quart shape. So they're rounded on the outside, they're rounded on the inside. They've got that clasp again. They're a nice statement size. Just a little bit of a twist on the classic again, because they're a little bit wider than we'd normally expect to see. And that again gives them a hugely contemporary feel. You can see what I mean about these being bigger, but they're not heavy. They're nice and light, they're easy to wear. And they're just going to sit really nicely in your ear. Let me bring them in so you can see that detail. You're seeing a little bit of what I can see there. So you're seeing the reflection of my screen. Again, let's just turn them slightly. And that's what makes them good at what they do. They're very good at bouncing the light everywhere. And as I always say, what makes a good piece of jewellery makes a terrible photograph for this reason, because it does what it's designed to do. It bounces that light everywhere. So that's how they're going to sit in your ear. They're gorgeous, aren't they? Just that little bit wider, little bit thicker, very noticeable. And again, so contemporary. So they're going to go with everything in your wardrobe, which is fab. It's what we want, isn't it? I like a good hard-working piece of jewellery. £65, those ones. Just put them against my hand to give you an idea of size. And in my ear again there. And then let's finish with a nice big, now these are a hoop, but they've got a real feeling of geometry to them. So they very much appealed to me when I was putting this collection together. I wanted something with a little bit of a twist, and these were perfect. So let me show you. Now I've put these online today, and I called them a hexagon online. They're not, they're actually a septagon. They've got 7 sides. So I said to Adam, oh, I've just put those online, and I've gone all the way down, and we have to do, without boring you too much, obviously we give it a title and we put these keywords in, and I'd written the description, I'd written everything, hexagon, hexagon. And I looked at them and I said, they're not a hexagon. And I counted, and they're a septagon or a heptagon. That's it. So yeah, they're called heptagon hoops. Georgina says, like that pair, thank you. They're gorgeous, aren't they? Absolutely fab. And we've got the open work in these ones as well, that kind of pulls the eye in. And it's not an optical illusion. These parts are thinner, they taper towards the top, then they get wider and they go down. I love the fact that they're open. I love the fact that they're heptagonal. I just think they're amazing. That's how they're going to sit in your ear. So from the front, again, that kind of tricking of the eye that pulls your attention in because those centres are open. It's amazing how that works in jewellery, isn't it? I absolutely love that. They're a nice way to wear a bigger hoop. They're not going to move around too much. So if you did want something that was a bit more fixed, then these are a great one to have because of the way they sit in the ear. And you can just see from the front there, and then from the side, that would be your side profile. So again, that nice square, very geometrical, just that little bit different. So again, a superb twist on that classic hoop. And they're my hoop earrings for you tonight. Hoop, hoop, hooray. What a fabulous collection. Now they're all online bar the, I think there are perhaps 2 pairs that aren't online, but they will be over the weekend. And you can laugh if you had a look in Sparkle Pics, because I said, didn't I, last week, I'll get these flamingos on. They'll be over sometime in the week. This morning they were on there, but I mean, you know, before the live. So the flamingos that I showed last week are all online now. The majority of these hoops are online, bar 2 pairs, and they will be on. And of course, they're all in the shop for you to come and explore. Try them on, see what you think. Let me know if you've got hoops in your collection, or if you need hoops in your collection. I think I'll be adding a couple of pairs. Can't quite decide which ones are my favourite. Oh, like Becky. Becky said, love the majority of those. Me too. Sarah says, love them. Pauline says, fabulous collection. Sport for choice. Thank you for showing them all. You're most welcome. Thank you. Sharon says, they're quite architectural. Yes. I'm glad I'm writing this, not trying to say it. Yes. But they are, aren't they? Quite architectural, quite sculptural. Definitely. They are. They've got that kind of feeling to them. Absolutely beautiful. I'm glad that you like them as much as I do. I do love contemporary pieces, and I love pieces that you can just wear and wear and wear, and I think they definitely fit the bill. Now we're at Adorn this weekend, so we're there on Saturday, and then we're there from 10 till 5, and then we're back to our usual opening hours next week, which is Monday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. You can find us now on all major social media channels. We're on here on Facebook, of course. We're over on Instagram. We're now on Threads, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. Yeah, wherever you are, we are. Yeah, we're kind of stalking you that way. I'm sorry about that. So do pop over and say hi on Threads if you would like to. If you've got a friend that you think would love the show, but they're not on Facebook, then don't worry. I will be uploading the video onto YouTube. Last week's video didn't go onto YouTube, so I'm hoping I'll be able to upload that as well. Oh, it's hilarious, honestly, briefly. I put, like many of us do, I have loads and loads of photographs, and last week my MacBook just went, no, that's it, I'm full, I'm not doing anything. So it wouldn't do anything, it just about did the live, and then I came out of the live show, and I normally edit and put a little bit of twiddly fiddly bits in and then upload to YouTube. And it just went, no, I'm not doing it. It wouldn't open any of the programs. It wouldn't download. I got a screenshot of me like this that wouldn't clear. And I was like, oh no, this is just a nightmare. So that's why last week's show's not over on YouTube, but this week's show should be fine. I think I've sorted it out now. I did a lot of deleting. So that'll be all right. So yes, if you do have somebody that's not on Facebook, they can still watch the show over on YouTube, and it's normally over there on Saturday mornings. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, whatever you're doing. I'm sending lots of love from my home to yours, and remember, until next we meet, eat, sleep, sparkle, repeat, and I'll see you soon. Bye everybody, see you soon, bye.